What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you Week 5 Team Builder for NCL Season 10 Zipstrika, taking on Austin and the Atlanta Staraptors. I swapped back to my old recording program, so there should be no more of the weird, like, jumping to my desktop background and then jumping back sort of thing going on there. It actually turned out that the other program was much harder to use anyways. I thought it was going to be much more beneficial, but this one is just better. So going with it like this, and hopefully things are not an issue. Also, I think I mentioned this in the last one, but there's part of my week 2 match, I think, that is just like completely gone in terms of the audio, and that is unfortunately due to a copyright claim. Nintendo went around and claimed just that one song that I was using, which is a remix by Glitch City, so none of it should have even like hit the copyright claims because it's not their original song, but maybe it's just not close enough. It could be that it's just straight up like not changed enough. The remix is maybe not changed enough, so they still have the right to do that, I guess. So anyways, that audio is gone. It's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. We lost that game anyways. So it's not super interesting for someone if they really wanted to go back and rewatch this stuff. Yeah, so anyways, getting into things back here. We were taking on Austin, the Atlanta Staraptors, who has two team building options. He tends to not build until really late, so a lot of the times he'll bring a very similar team or the exact same team as the last week. I'm hoping that he has a little bit of respect for me and actually builds for me, but if he doesn't, then his team will be Zero Aura, Keldeo, Chandelure, Mega Slowbro, Weavile, and Skarmory, those 6. I think that we're prepared well enough for those anyways that it shouldn't be an issue, but if it does show up to be an issue, then I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm not going to be salty if he beats me with a team that he brought last time. This team is pretty strong, and he's been playing really well this season. I believe he's 3-1, and we're 1-3. This is by far the worst start I've ever had to an NCL season. And at this point, I'm not really thinking about playoffs anymore. I'm thinking about avoiding relegation. So the key to doing that is hitting 6-6. My goal for the remaining 8 weeks of the season here is to go 5-3 minimum. And that should pull us up into a situation where we're at least out of relegation and potentially fighting for a playoff spot. So I'm going to take it 1 week at a time here, try and prep as best as I can for the next few opponents. The next 3 opponents I think will make or break my season here in week 5, 6, and 7, and we'll go from there. Starting things off though with Austin's team, he's got Zero Aura, Keldeo, Delmise, Chandelure, Dragalge, Sandslash, Mega Slowbro, Weavile, Skarmory, Granbull, and Staravia. His priority is just the Weavile with Ice Shard. If he brings the same team, it will have Ice Shard. I believe it is Life Orb Weavile. Hazard setting, he's got the Dragalge with T-Spikes, Sandslash with Rocks and Spikes, and Skarmory with Rocks and Spikes. If he's bringing the same team, it'll only be the Skarmory, and it will only have Rocks. Removal options, he's got the Delmise with the Rapid Spin, Sandslash with the Rapid Spin, Skarmory with Defog, and Staravia with Defog. If he's bringing the same team, I think it'll be Skarmory, which I believe does have Defog. 4 times weaknesses is just the Weavile to Fighting, which I'm pretty sure is coming against me, and I'm pretty sure will be punished by something. I think I'm running something on something. I think I have it on a couple things. If he does bring a new team, the only thing that I don't think comes here is Staravia. If I had to pick 6 Mons on a brand new team for him, it would be Zero Aura, Mega Slowbro, Weavile, Skarmory, Granbull, and then he would probably want another offensive option, which is probably one of Keldeo or Chandelure. Dragalge is also a solid option for him, but it might be a little bit slow for his taste against my team. I think that Keldeo would make a fair bit of sense, but Keldeo does... It's got like a weird 50-50 matchup where it's like amazing against half my team and terrible against the other half, so I'm not sure how to think about that. Starting off my team, I am bringing Rocky Helmet Primarina. This is designed to handle the Weavile. This can also handle Keldeo in a pinch, Zero Aura as well. Should be able to 1v1 Skarmory, things of that nature. So I also kind of wish that I was running Life Dew on this, but in the end I had to go with this sort of set. I'm running Scald, which is just good stab against everything. Moonblast hits a lot of stuff really hard. Flip Turn for momentum, and then Ice Beam to hit Dragalge. I wanted to run Energy Ball for the Slowbro too, but Moonblast should hit the Slowbro just fine. And then this way I actually have a move that'll hit Dragalge and hit Delmise. Because Psychic would have also hit Dragalge, but hitting the Delmise super effectively is a solid plan too. And, you know, never discount freezing, right? I'm running enough speed so that I outspeed no speed Skarmory, so there's pretty much never a world, I think, where Austin is going to speed creep with Skarmory on anything, so I'm creeping Skarmory, not creeping. That's basically what the prim is, and then I'm fully physically defensive after that. Heatran is Choppleberry for... Well, I don't really know exactly what it's Choppleberry for. Like, low kick from Weavile, you know, I think Granbull gets close combat now. Body press from Skarmory. Close combat from Zeraora. Focus Blast from Dragalge if it really wanted to do that. Secret Sword from Keldeo if it doesn't want to miss a water move or something. So there's a variety of fighting moves that it can tank. With the Choppleberry, it's a good defensive option there. I'm running Taunt, Magmastorm, Earthquake, and Toxic with a little bit of a mix set here. So Earthquake still lets me hit the Dragalge with this set, as well as Chandelure, so I'm not walled by them by being like mono Magmastorm in a sense. I am running a lot of special defense, so I should be able to handle Chandelure fairly fine, and this is a solid flamethrower switch in for like the Shaman. I'm not necessarily sold that Chandelure's coming, but you know, it always could. Taunt Magmastorm should help me trap the Slowbro, and then I can Toxic it and get a ton of chip damage on that, possibly put it into a weird position where it can't teleport out, and maybe it doesn't have a water move against me or something, I'm not sure, but there's always weird possibilities going on there. Magmastorm, Earthquake, I wanted to run a set where I was slower than Skarmory, so I could catch Skarmory roosting. But like I said, the Earthquake is there for the Zeraora, the Dragalge, and the Chandelure. And yeah, I'm a weird mix set with like physical attack investment that Earthquake is doing a little bit more to those. This means that I'm also not just sub bait for them. There's worlds where Earth Power is maybe not going to break their sub if they're Shuka, but Earthquake probably would. So lots of weird things going on with the Heatran, but that means that I'm a neutral nature, which I love running neutral nature sets. It's not the most beneficial thing in the world, but I always find it cool to run like Mons that can run neutral natures. Mew is a great example of one that I've run neutral nature on quite a few times. Reuniclus is next. So Reuniclus should not be max HP, but there we go. Reuniclus absolutely goes ham. There is not a lot on this team that doesn't just straight up get two-shot by this. In fact, I want to say that actually everything gets straight up two-shot by this. It is a massive threat to his team, and nothing underspeeds it, except possibly Mega Slowbro. So I'm running a Trick Room set here. I'm not sure exactly what I would want to set Trick Room on, but perhaps Mega Slowbro itself or Skarmory are decent options there. Like a -2 Dragalge would be another decent option to get this in on. Pretty much anything that's like slow or bulky and won't like threaten me, unless I have enough things chipped. Psychic is really good stab and it obliterates a lot of stuff. Shadow Ball is there for the Mega Slowbro because Psychic won't hit that very hard, and it's also potentially there for the Skarmory, and then I have Focus Blast to hit the Weavile. I ran some calcs with Flash Cannon instead of Focus Blast, and Flash Cannon is fine against the Weavile if I can get it chipped enough, and it's not running any bulk, but if he is building a team for me and he's bulky or has any sort of bulk, then I won't one-shot it, and if he is Choppleberry, Focus Blast will still OHKO max HP Weavile through the Choppleberry, so it's just more ideal to have, it's more ideal to have the Chopple the Focus Blast than the Flash Cannon in this matchup. As much as I would have wanted to run a move where I'm not missing, because Reuniclus really screwed me against Pokenob not being able to kill that Escavalier. Fully especially offensive, and I'm Quiet Nature, so I'm the absolute slowest thing in the entire game. If he's running no speed Mega Slowbro, we'll speed tie, and I'm okay with that. Miltank, I'm running a physically defensive Miltank, so this is for the Zeraora. It's also another good Weavile check. It's a good Delmise check. In fact, this is the Delmise check on my team. Delmise cannot touch this. It has to be like mono anchor shot, and yeah, I'm immune to the Ghost Stab. With Sap Sipper, I'm immune to the Grass Stab. If he wants to Power Whip me, then I'm only getting stronger. I have Rocks on my Miltank alongside Milk Drink for recovery. Earthquake to hit the Zeraora, because I think that this is probably going to be one of my Zeraora answers. And then Ice Punch to hit the Delmise, which will also hit Skarmory's. And then Earthquake hits pretty much everything else, right? Like this, yeah. So Earthquake kind of takes care of the rest of the mons. I'm not running any stab, but that is Miltank this week. Urshifu, I'm running Scarf Urshifu, which feels like it has to come every single time. I'm really getting tired of running Urshifu, but I don't have any free agents to even drop Urshifu, and it would change the whole dynamic of the team, so this season is kind of just a write-off for me. I'm attempting to not relegate. I don't really care about playoffs. I mean, I'd love to make playoffs, but I don't think this is a championship caliber team, so never drafting Urshifu again probably at this point. Maybe it'll please me in the last 8 weeks, I don't know, but the first 4 have been terrible. Wicked Blow, U-turn, close combat, very standard set there, and then Poison Jab instead of Iron Head to hit the Granbull, because if I get the poison, then it's a 2-shot. If I don't get the poison, it's not a 2-shot. So Iron Head never 2 shots, but Poison Jab has a chance to 2-shot if I get the poison. I am lucky enough that his speed tiers are kind of jank enough that I can run Adamant Urshifu and still outspeed Zero Aura. So the only things that'll outrun me are Scarf Keldeo, Scarf Weavile, and Scarf Zero Aura. I don't think that Scarf Zero or Weavile are coming. If he runs the same team as last week, he's Specs Keldeo, so that's not Scarfed, which means that I'll outspeed his entire team with this. So that would be nice to see. I'm not going to assume that that's the case, but if I see the same 6 Mons and I start seeing the same like moves, I'm going to clue in that it's not Scarf Keldeo and that I can possibly go in with that. So that is Urshifu there, a little bit of bulk for random hits, especially Fizdef hits, it's useful. My knockoff fodder, for those wondering, is probably Miltank. Probably Miltank. I had a different set in my mind where I was Thick Fat Rocky Helmet and this was the Weavile check. But when I looked at it, Primarina is just like a better Weavile check most of the time, besides Poison Jab, which Miltank is fine to switch into. Shaman is my last mon here. This is a better Zero Aura check, and it's also a semi-Keldeo answer. So I was sort of debating between Mudsdale and Shaman as the last mon on this team. Mudsdale would have handled Zero Aura better, but it would have been much, much weaker to Keldeo. And Shaman sort of handles both of them, but it handles Zero Aura slightly worse, but it handles Keldeo better. And this will force Zero Aura to run like Blaze Kick to hit me. I don't know if he's going to have it on his set, but potential of like Blaze Kick is there for sure. Seed Flare obliterates a lot of mons. This also helps against Mega Slowbro, which I really had no defensive answers for. So I can switch into Mega Slowbro pretty easily, get a Leech Seed off, get some recovery off there. It is free turns for the Skarmory, but I'm not that mad about free turns for the Skarmory. Realistically, Skarmory is not going to like beat my team by itself. Earth Power to hit Skarmory if it's like roosting, but again, I toyed around with Shaman sets where I was slower than the Skarmory. I toyed around with Iron Ball Shaman, so I was slower than the Skarmory. It felt more valuable to me to outrun other mons, potentially, like Chandelure in particular is like the one mon where I felt like I needed to have some chance of outrunning it. Like if it's like Spec Shandy, anyways, so if it's Spec Shandy and it's not running enough speed for Shaman or whatever, then I'm in a like decent spot against that. So yeah, Earth Power is there for Zero Aura, Shandy, Dragalge. Air Slash is there to hit the Keldeo in a pinch. Primarily the Delmise, which would resist grass plus ground. And maybe flinch something to death if I really have to. And like I said, I'm physically defensive. In terms of what's not coming, I just explained Mudsdale. I was thinking of bringing Mudsdale. Driftblim is another one where I was like kind of on the fence about it, but it really loses hard to Weavile, Zera, and Shandy, so it didn't feel that worth it to me. Mega Beedrill never coming against the Skarmory. It just didn't feel like it had the role in this one to take on Skarmory. Like he could easily just slap a Rocky Helmet on the Skarmory and then Mega Beedrill's walled to hell and back. I can't hit that thing at all, and the Rocky Helmet chip plus rocks really wears me down quickly. Cloyster is another mon that has a matchup, but there's not a lot of things it can actually smash on. If he's smart and he rebuilds, then he'll have Whirlwind on the Skarmory so that it's not going to get killed by the Cloyster, and it can Whirlwind me out after a Shell Smash. And then Perugly is Perugly. I mean, who knows, right? If I still had Pursuit access on the Perugly, then it would be better in this matchup because it could at least like outspeed the Chandelure, threaten it with a Pursuit when it switches out, things like that. But that is going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys for the match against Austin and the Atlanta Staraptors.